Guys, Kyle here. I'm not underground. I am at Underground Card Zone though. So I want to show you what I set up yesterday. Whoop. There we go. Sorry about that. We got our desk up here, or table up here for the Roka machine. I'm putting it in this little small back room we have just because we have our internet connections down here and I want to put it directly into the internet so there's no Wi-Fi restrictions. So yeah, I built this table up and we are ready for the Roka. I should get it next week, hopefully. According to the emails, they said it should be going out soon. I'll receive an email. Once they ship, it's 2 to 4 days. So my estimate is next week, and my Roka will be here, and I will be happy to show it off. I'm very excited for it. And I'm going to go underground, and we're going to talk about some stuff today. Let's do it. So it looks like we got a delivery last night, and I was waiting for it, but I ended up having to leave. So I'm pretty sure this is just a lot of commander decks and then our shipping shields. Still breaking down stuff to list, and I'm ready to have the Roka to make it a bit easier. But one of the reasons I wanted to hop on YouTube today and really communicate is because of TCG player fees is something I was talking about in another video, and I wanted to show a live thing for TCG player fees, like what I'm seeing on TCG player. All right. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing here is $1,000 in fees on this 400 orders, which I don't have a lot of open orders right now. We got really behind on listing because we've been doing different things to prepare for the Roka and such, and just picking up seal collections and getting those situated. But yeah, so this is the reason why shops kind of buy a little bit lower. Yeah, there's $12,952, but there's $2,061 in fees. That's why shops don't buy it as high as card shows do. So that's 16% in fees. So out of the 100% value of what stuff is, so we're getting 84% when we sell online. And we offer liquidity for our customers. Anybody can come in, bring us stuff. We usually take just about anything. Sometimes we won't. We've had people bring us a bunch of low 2, 3, 4 grades of some not great cards. I'm not taking those. But for the most part, we take what we can move. And the issue is 84. We get an 84%. So we usually do 65% store credit. They give us 19% on the card itself and the margin, not including the labor, the filing, the listing, the shipping, and such. And I know when you go to a card show, people are like 80%. That's because they're selling it there, and they're probably not paying taxes on it. I don't know. We have to pay taxes, and that's why I was on that one video talking about doing Mana Pool. But I don't know if I can generate those kind of numbers with Mana Pool. And maybe I could. As of right now, I'm still putting it on the back burner a little bit. We're preparing for the Roka. We are getting new shelving for down here. Our inventory shelving is fine for now. What I'm really needing is storage and product shelving real bad because we're getting more and more stuff. And it's just a mess over there. So that's kind of why I've got that on the back burner, but like the TCG player fees are an issue. That's why shops do give a lot less than just like the people that pay 50 to $100, maybe 300 at the bigger conventions where they're buying a table for the day. My cost in one day for just labor is sometimes $500-600. So you have to really you have to understand where they're coming from. And we're here all these days a week that you could bring in your stuff and sell to us. That's another thing, is like we're convenience. As for you, you can just bring the binders, the tote, the book bag, the full of stuff, or whatever you got, and just offload it to us. The deck box, we'll take your deck. Just walk in and know you can get a price of some sort out of it. Once we get the cards, we have to sort it, alphabetize it, list it, put it on TCG player, wait for it to sell, lose 16% in fees, and then we get our money 2 weeks after it sells, like maybe closer to 10 days. But that's kind of why shops are buying a little bit less. I personally think that for a random Joe just trying to get some money, that like it's not a terrible option to sell to your game store. And you can go other routes, but it won't be convenient, right? We offer you the convenience of walking in, getting your stuff sold. And usually we can get through a collection pretty quick, depending on how big it is. I know we had one big Pokemon collection that took us 2 or 3 hours a couple weeks ago. You have that happen sometimes. But luckily, it was someone we knew that trusted us, and they just came. They just went and got food, and then came back after, and kind of killed some time. But usually, if you hand us 10, 20 cards, we're having you done in 5, 10 minutes, and that's why I think it's important to realize if you're not going to put in the work to squeeze out every penny, don't expect squeeze out every penny of everything. We are constantly trying to figure out how to squeeze out every penny of everything. So shipping supplies like envelopes, right? You can get your envelopes the cheapest at Sam's Club. We also get them through Amazon sometimes. It really depends. I like Amazon because I can put it up on subscribe and save and get them delivered however many I need ever so often. But it is a couple of dollars more per box. But that's another thing. If I'm paying for the convenience of repeat orders, forget about it, and they'll just show up when we need them. Timing, that's hard sometimes though, because sometimes you'll end up with too many. At least for me, because I sometimes will over order, and then it's okay. Still, yeah, it's $20 for a 500 count box. I think Sam's Club's $16. Another thing for our packing materials that we do is shipping shields. What we usually do is we'll fill up an empty trainer box and send them at our packing station. We do that with shipping shields and top loaders. Now, typically, the only reason we started using top loaders at all is because distro requires us to buy supplies for Pokemon. So we ordered, I don't know how many packs of top loaders. I lost track. A couple thousand packs of top loaders. So we've been using those for our one card orders, penny sleeve, top loader, team bag. But for the most part, shipping shields, because once the Pokemon craze is over, we'll only be buying these for orders. And just shippingshields.com. These are really great. I think it's about $150 for 1,500 of them. And you can I put up to 7 cards in there. I like that as max. One unique thing that we do is using thirds of binder sheets for those larger orders, because they slide right down in the envelope. And these things are so cheap. They just slide right in there. But so what I do is I'll penny sleeve a stack of 6 cards. So it's 18 cards. Penny sleeve 6, slide in, 6, slide in, 6, slide in, boom, boom. And this is good to go. Now, another thing I've been liking a lot with shipping is tcgtracking.com. With tcgtracking.com, you can print a invoice. Let me show you one real quick. So it's just on a thermal label. And it tells you the quantity, tells you it's foil, the card name, the cost, and then you can just slide this down in your envelope, and it sets very well. I buy thermal labels on Amazon. You can get them cheaper through Temu, but they come in a weird stack. Let me grab a stack of these. So this is what they come like on Amazon, right? But the Temu ones I ordered one time just to try it, because these are like, I think 2 cents a piece, but the Temu ones are like 1.4 cents a piece. I don't know. Like I said, I try to stretch the dollar when it comes to packing supplies because the fees are already so high. So the ones through Temu were like double the length, right? So they weren't setting up on our desk properly, and they were like coming through the printer weird. But I think I usually get 4,000 of these for $65, and that lasts a while. A little bit, depending on how many orders you're getting, right? Because we do a lot of times have hundreds of orders, so it makes them about 2 cents a piece, right? So you're looking at 2 cents for one of these, or 2 of these, because you could do the packing slip with TCG tracking. Worth it. And you get 2 cents for one of these for the label, 2 cents for the tracking, or the packing slip. That's 4 cents. You're looking at, I think these are around 10 cents to 14 cents. Your envelope, you're looking at, I think, 4 cents, so 18 cents. Penny sleeve, you're looking at a penny, which we get them through distro, 0.7 of a penny or something. So yeah, so for a 18, 19, you're looking at 19 cents in your packing supplies. And then you just got your postage stamp. So a little less than $1. And I focus hard on trying to get the cheapest supplies. And I think I've got the cheapest supplies. I don't know yet. I will go back every few months and be like, let me double check out there and see what else there is to see if I didn't miss something or if there's something new on the market that's more affordable. Also, bubble mailers. Bubble mailers is an eBay thing through and through. I used to order them through Uline, and it was like $80 for a box. And I'm talking a big box. This kind of box, 500 count. I'm pretty sure it was like $80 through Uline. I got this on eBay for less than 40. I think it was like 30 plus tax. So for 500 count bubble mailers. And those are, I think those are like 8x4 or 9x7. No, they're 8x4. And then the 9x7 are the bigger ones I use. I like the 9x7 ones for orders that have 150 cards. You just put them in team bags and on your way. I'm not sure a place I could really suggest for team bags. We get them wholesale through distribution. So I haven't really looked on the open market. I do know that Humongous Hoard sells some good stuff in bulk. They might have team bags. I think they do. I think I've ordered from them once when distribution was out. Because I used to order my top loaders through them because Humongous Hoard has really good prices. They're a local business, I think, in Texas. I called them up when I first got a flyer for them in the mail, and I'm like, hey, you guys legit? And sure enough, they were. Their top loaders are really nice. If it wasn't for distribution forcing me to buy supplies, well, they're not forcing me, right? But if I don't buy the supplies, I don't get the Pokemon. We're putting $2,000 orders in for top loaders and penny sleeves and team bags and stuff. So I've kind of had to not go through Humongous Hoard. But if you don't have those kind of issues, I would suggest them for some other supplies like top loaders, team bags, penny sleeves. They're pretty great. But yeah, so I definitely stretched the dollar with all the supplies because of the TCG player fees. That's another reason, like I said, like why shops may buy at such a lower percentage. Now, when you're shopping, you can actually move stuff through in store. It definitely helps, but you're not going to get the sales velocity in store that you would online. We can put 3,000 cards online and one day sell through 500, 600. And it also depends on your pricing strategy, right? We've had days where we pulled over 1,000 cards. You're probably not moving 1,000 cards in your store unless you're doing bulk lots in your store. You will move singles in store. People love singles, but for the most part, you're going to be moving stuff online. And my in-store sales, we do really well with singles, but it's still not in comparison. Just comparing in-store singles compared to TCG players, it's nowhere close because of the velocity. So once we get settled in with our new shelving, get all that set up, get our Rogo set up, I can pull the Maniple idea back off the back burner. Still waiting on Sort Swift to get an in-store pickup option like website, storefront, like kiosk thing that TCG Player has, because my customers lay in bed and place pickup orders and come in the next day and pick it up. So waiting on that. And as of now, I'm just going with the motions, doing what we normally do here, which is list cards, buy cards, break down product, put out sealed, buy collections. I'm doing the normal thing, and we are busy, and tournaments are busy. Right now, I have to stay in rhythm with what we normally do because I am trying to build up the shop. We just got a new employee. We got the Rogue about to hit here. We're about to rearrange the downstairs storage space over there. With that being said, I don't think it's the right time for me to jump over. So, I'm going to say this much, though. As of right now, I'll continue doing my flow. I may go back in looking for more cheap supplies, but like pretty much I would say Amazon, Humongous Hoard, eBay, and Shipping Shields. You go through all those platforms, you will find pretty much what you need. The thermal label is the best thing. You get the customer address, you get your address, and you don't have to write out all your envelopes. You're paying $100 for a thermal label printer. I'm not sure where they're at now. That's when I bought mine years ago, but they lasted for a long time. You drop $100 on that, you buy some labels, and you don't have to buy 4,000 at a time. I just buy 4,000 at a time because it's convenient. I'm not ordering them a million times in a row. You could buy a 500 count thing of labels because you're starting small, if you're starting small. And if you're not, like, why are you writing out your labels? I don't know. That's nuts to me. Maybe just because I have arthritis from working in food before I did this, and my hand's rumbling when I move it around. So, I don't know. So, we pretty much print our labels, stick it in, label it up, rinse, repeat, and we are in there. So, I don't know, maybe I'm a little all over the place with this video. I was just wanting to talk about like TCG player fees, why shops are paying the percentage they're paying, what kind of packing materials we kind of got going on here. Because it is about figuring out the exact formula. Because you have to run your business like a business when it comes to percentages. Now, if you're just looking at, hey, I'm getting a $100 card for $80, yeah, but when you sell it on TCG player, net 83. Oh, wait, but then you have to pay $5 for shipping through Pirate Ship. And maybe even $6 if it's going to California and you're on the East Coast. Once your margins, figure out what's cheap for you and supplies-wise and labor-wise and efficient. So, that's pretty much all I have today. I wanted to talk about that, and I don't know when I'll have another video out. It could be tomorrow and it could be in a week or two. I'm literally preparing for this Roka and trying to do a lot of stuff all at once. But I'll have my Roka and I'll officially be like one of the big guys. Probably not. I don't know. Take care, guys.